make you to explode. So let's just keep our fingers crossed. Maybe one of these days you'll know if you are really quiet and shy. Yeah, so Ibemere Victoria. Ibemere, okay, Deborah, you are up. If you can speak now.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Um, Currently, I'm running an internship for the production company studying psychology. And the very reason why I got
Oh, oh, I wish I can hear your voice is breaking.
oh sorry, let me come again.
It's better now. It's better now.
Okay, Oluwapelumi Deborah Wade. I'm a
Okay.
science student currently running an internship for a
Hmm.
production company. I studied microbiology. And the main reason why I
Okay.
took up this course is trying as much as possible to stay where I can, shuttle out my course of discipline and maybe into a tech course, like combining the two and see what it will actually become.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. I think that's quite interesting. Even if I just heard one or two things that you just said, especially the aspect of the microbiology part. Yeah, I think I got that, but it's all good. Yes, Victoria. Victoria. Okay, so I guess
Yeah, hello. Good afternoon, sir.
yeah. Good afternoon.
Yeah. I didn't get any question. I just joined in.
Oh, I see. Okay, so
Yeah.
what we are trying to do is we are trying to get to meet ourselves, try to see if we can start bonding even right from now, so that the learning process should be easy for us because it's actually planned out to be a 5-day thing. So it would be good. Okay, we start getting to know each other. And I told everyone that my name is Mohammed Sanusi and I work with IQ Vista Solution. Even if I'm one of the guys that you are going to be hearing this voice. If possible, if you are in the physical class, you would have been seeing more of my faces. So I do digital marketing full time. I'm a web designer too. So that's just a little bit about me, and every other person has joined the conversation by telling us one or two things about themselves and things that they hope to achieve, why they are here, and things they hope to achieve. So, yes, you can join the conversation now.
Okay, my name is Victoria, Ibimere Victoria. Actually, I have a little experience, a basic knowledge of social media manager. Yeah, so my aim is to get more knowledge about it, a full knowledge.
Mhm.
Thank
Okay,
you.
that's a very good one. Thank you very much, everyone. Let me just hand us over back to Odeshola now. Let me let me let me see if he's already up because we're having a technical issue. But let me just send him a DM right now and see. Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody, and I'm very sorry that I've been taking care of our time, and it's because I'm trying to fix one or two technical issue. So, but to the glory of God, we thank God now. Okay, now for the sake of those of us that we are just coming online, let me try to share with us our course outline and what we are going to do, even though I've already shared before on the screen, but because some of us will just join the training room, so that's why I decided to just share with us right now. Um, okay, now for the sake of those of us that were just joining, these are our course outline for today. We have general introduction to website. This is what we are going to do today. I'll be introducing us to web design generally. I'm very sure that we are all here to learn. Just like what we posted to all the other time, that you should have a passion to learn, that you should be hungry for it. And at the same time, we sent it to us at the same time that we should have our laptop with us, and we sent us some link where we should download one or two things that we are going to make use of. And if peradventure you have not been able to download those things now, please immediately after the class today, try and download them, because tomorrow we are going to go into the more practical of what we are going to do, what we are going to be designing for this program. So please, now we sent us a link to download the XAMPP server. Then we also send us a link to download the WordPress software. So now in this course online, number one, general introduction to web design. Number two, we'll be working on the installation of the server. I'm going to tell us different kind of one or two server that we have, and I will tell us their functions. Then at the same time, we'll be going further on the installation of WordPress. How can you install this WordPress in a simple way and get the work done for yourself? Then how can you develop a complete e-commerce website from scratch? Number five, I'm going to introduce you to what we call introduction to domain and hosting. But there is something I want to tell you. If you can pay attention to this class, I bet it with you. And believe me, once you have this knowledge and you can develop the same e-commerce website we are going to develop in the course of this class, I'm very sure that there are 4 to 5 websites you should be able to develop after this class. Number one of this, you should be able to develop a website that looks like Jumia, if you are able to focus so much on this training. Now, number two, you should be able to develop a website that looks like gg.ng. I'm using those kind of websites that we know for us to be able to have the knowledge of what we are trying to achieve. And at the same time, you should be able to develop a complete profile website, either for yourself or for an organization. I'm going to show us a complete, a kind of portfolio website which I developed for myself personally, and at the same time you should be able to develop an organization website. I'm not talking about customized application now, but you should be able to develop different kind of all this type of website I just mentioned. Even if you pay more attention and you engage yourself more, you should be able to develop a social media platform of your own. If you can follow the training and the program in this course one after the other, and you practice them on your own. Our own is to give you the guidelines, our own is to tell you the professional way of doing them, and it's for you to engage yourself in practicing them. And there is something I used to say, I don't like to train people that just want to have an idea. I love to train people that are ready to make enough money from what they have learned. I'm always happy to see people that have passion to gather the knowledge, acquire the knowledge, and make use of it for themselves, for their family, to also be able to encourage and help people around them. Now you have a business you have been running for years, or you have a knowledge, you have a mind of, just like my brother that was talking the other time, that he has been working virtually, which is a very, very good, which is really, really a good one that really make me happy, because we have a system that can enable us to work from wherever you are right now. But you don't have the adequate knowledge to do this. You may not be able to explore yourself as expected. So that's why we have bring up this program. So follow it accordingly. As I've told us, your jotter, your pen, your laptop, your internet, although you only need maybe the internet for you to do 1 or 2 downloads today, and maybe tomorrow we'll just use for some minutes. We may not need to use the website, the internet again as from tomorrow. But for now, we'll make use of it today or tomorrow. Then we'll be able to, in order to get some stuff we want to download. So today I'll be taking us through general introduction to website, and what I want to tell you is that what I'm going to share with you, I'm still going to drop the handout for us on this general introduction to website, because I don't know, you might want to help someone tomorrow by training them as well. You might have 1 or 2 people you want them to be engaged in this kind of knowledge too. So this handout will surely help us. So now, and that's all about our course outline. And if you have if actually you understand all my explanation, please, you can just signify through the chat. Let me understand that we are all together, and you are with me on this training room. Thank you very much. Though, okay, now let's go into introduction to website, which is the first topic that we have here. Okay, now my first question to us, which I want all of us to answer me, please let me have your idea. I want to know what you know about a website. Please, let me stop sharing my screen so that I can be calling our name one after the other. Now, okay, let me start from Ayodele Esther. Let me start from her. If you have idea about, please kindly tell us your idea about what you know about websites, please. Please let us have your idea what you know about the website.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can all hear you, please.
Okay, I think my whole idea about websites is about coding, like building an app, coding, and all of that. I don't think I have a very strong idea about websites, but I feel like what I know is building a website has to do with coding and all of that.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let me go to Mrs. Mix Ibera Victoria. Please kindly tell us what you know about website, please. Please, Esther, you can just mute your mic for now.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you. Victoria, are you there? Okay, while we are waiting for Victoria, Mix Deborah Uluakpelumi, can you please come on board and give us one or two knowledge you have about what website is all about? Okay, is that she's not online as well?
Oh. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, Victoria, welcome back. Thank you for coming on board. Okay, please just give us your brief knowledge, what you understand about website, please.
Yeah, from my own understanding, I see websites like designing a web pages, like using some graphics and some writing some content on it, like making it look, and it's a way of also displaying some information about a company or a product and all that. So, that's my understanding.
Okay, that's a good one, Victoria. That's a good one. Thank you very much. Okay, let me go to Miss Deborah Oluwapelumi. Are you online now, Miss Deborah? Okay. Okay, let me go to Mr. Peace Pauline. Mr. Peace, please, are you on board, sir?
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Please, can we just have your brief knowledge about what website is all about?
Well, website is like a social platform for online marketing, like what you said, the e-commerce, online marketing to promote your business online. It's like a free social mall for everyone. It's a free social mall.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, sir. I really like the way all of you are contributing to this. Okay, let me go to Ms. Deandra Oyeme. So please tell us what you know about the website, please.
Website is I don't really know much about it.
Don't worry, that's one of the reasons you joined this class. Huh? So just come. So you are going to have the full knowledge. I'll bet it with you at the end of this class. You'll be proud of yourself for joining this introduction class. Okay. Let me go to the next person here. Okay. I'm trying to. Okay. Okay. Okay, there are two other people here that I'm trying to. Okay, Miss Buki Francis, you are welcome, please. Yeah, good afternoon. We're currently asking people to tell us what the idea they have about websites. What do you know about websites generally? What's your knowledge about website, please? Please just unmute your mic so that we can hear you very well. Your mic is muted, please. Can you unmute your mic? We are not hearing you, ma. Can you hear me? Hello? Oh, is that maybe network? I've done that again. Okay. Generally, I've been able to gather our knowledge about website, I can say that many of us, we already have knowledge about what website is all about, and how we can operate it or how we can work with it. Majority of us already have one or two knowledge about that. But let me just go straight to it. What is website? I would like to define it just like I'm very sure all of us know what a book is. Now, if you pick a book and you open that book and you pick a particular sheet there, you know, generally is either you call it a sheet or you call it a page. Now, if you combine the page together, we can refer to it as pages. But when you combine it together and hold it with the cover and everything, we can call it a book. Now, that's just the simple definition of a website. And I'm going to pick some keywords there. And what is a website? A website is a combination of web pages. Please, are you all with me? Is a combination of web pages that is stored on a computer connected to the internet. Once again, a website, okay, let me just try and do something just to type it for us on my let me share this my screen at the moment, okay, so that we can have that that definition of what I'm trying to give to us. Okay, I'm very sure we can all see my screen at the moment, right? Okay, let me pick another layout so that you can use that one to understand what I mean by that. Now, as I told you, mentioned it earlier, that a website is a combination. So I'm going to highlight those keywords for us right now. Okay, what is a website? Is it a website? So point one, a website is a combination of web pages. Web pages, that's number one. Two, stored on a computer. Not just a computer, connected to the internet. A website is a combination of web pages stored on a computer connected to the internet. Though generally many of us have an idea that, okay, a website showcase your products, it let people see this, it let people see that, it let people to be able to do this and that. Yes, definitely, we have a very good idea. That's what. But if you are looking at definition according to the definition of what website is all about, it's just a combination of web pages that is stored on a computer, not just a computer that is connected to the internet. That means that for you to actually browse a particular website, locate a particular page, it means that it has to be connected to the internet, because it is the place where a lot of information is being saved. That is why we refer to it as a website. Now, we can now move to, okay, when we discuss about website, now we can now move on and say types of websites, or let me say classification of websites. Now the next step is, what are the classification of websites? I would like to answer this question as well. Classification of websites. Who can give us the types of classes of website that we have? If you have the idea, we are all here to learn together. We are all here to learn from each other. Please, you can easily just tell us what you understand or what you know about classification of website. If you know it, or maybe I should just call us one after the other too. Let me have the knowledge. Let me know what you know about classes of website that we have. Please, the reason we are teaching us this is this. Maybe tomorrow or now, you may have one or two organizations that call you that they need a website. A lot of customers outside there that you are going to work for, that they are going to pay you for your services, they don't actually know different types of website that is available. Many of them will just tell you, I need a website. But you as a developer, as a designer, you should be able to decide, to be able to discern that what this client is talking about is actually this type of website. Because it is when you have this knowledge of what classes of website that we have and the types of website that we have, that will give you the knowledge to be able to know how to charge the customer, or at the same time how you can design it, or what are the tools you are going to use to develop that kind of website. That's why we having knowledge about introduction to website is very, very important. I hope you understand me, please. So now, if you have the knowledge, what do you know about classification of websites? Just give me your idea in the 2 minutes or 3 minutes, so that from there we continue from there. So please, I'm waiting. Let me call us one after the other, so that we are okay. So okay, now let me start from Deborah Oluwapelumi as well. Deborah Oluwapelumi, please give us your knowledge about classification of website that you know. You have heard about introduction to website now. Now we are talking about website classification. Can you give us the classes of website that you know? Madam Buki Francis, please kindly get a paper to jot, because you need to jot something down. Yes, please. Thank you very much. So please, Deborah Oluwapelumi, please give us what you know about classes of website. If you have an idea, let us know. If you don't have an idea, please, we can move forward from there. Are you there? Okay, let me move on to Mr. Okikiola Islamia. Please, Okikiola, please kindly tell us if you have what you know about classes of website.
No idea, please.
Thank you very much. Miss Buki Francis, can you
Hello.
please? Yeah, thank you. I've heard you, ma. I've heard you. You said no idea. Don't worry, that's why you are here in this class. You are going to have an. Just make sure you have your jotter with you and your pen with you, so that you can have the knowledge very well. Okay, now let's move forward. Miss Buki Francis, can you please tell us classes of websites? Do you have any idea? Okay. Ibrahim Victoria, any idea, please? Victoria. Oh, yeah, now. Come on board. I'm expecting Victoria. I want you to say something.
But I think we have e-commerce.
Okay. It's my Okikiola, you are back now. You said we have e-commerce. That's a good one. That's a good one, Okikiola. That's a good one. At least you are able to mention something now, which is very good. So let's go forward. You will get the knowledge very well. That's nice. That's nice. Okay. Victoria, I'm waiting for you now. Come on board. Why now? Okay. While I'm waiting for Victoria, let me go to Miss Ayodele Esther. Miss Ayodele Esther, please kindly tell us, do you have any knowledge about classes of website that we have?
I don't know if it's part of it, but they also have search engine and portal websites. I don't know if it's correct.
Okay, she said.
But yes, I normally hear about search engine, that's SEM and portal websites.
Okay. You're normally head of search engine and portal website. Don't worry, Mr. Mohammed is on board. He's going to tell you if search engine is actually a website or if a portal is actually a website. He's going to, and I'm very sure that when you get to the digital marketing aspect, there is a number of knowledge you're going to gather from that place, which is going to tell you more about what search engine optimization is all about. So let me move on to Deandra. Auntie Deandra, please, what do you know about classes of website? Are you there?
Yes, there is profile website
Okay.
and e-commerce.
Okay. No problem. Now I've been able to gather knowledge from us as well. I can see what of Mr. I've not seen him on board. Mr. Mohammed. Yeah, are you there, please? There is one person I'm looking for that I'm not seeing. I don't know if he's online at the moment. Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. What about this, Mr. The first person you interviewed? I've forgotten his name. But I'm not
Mr. Peace, is it Peace or Mr. Kelvin?
Okay. Okay. What is it?
Is it Kelvin or Peace?
Yes, I think Kelvin. Yes, Kelvin. Okay, let's go on. Madam Chiamaka, you're welcome. I know you have been online. Then please, can you tell us the classes of website that you know? Do you have any idea? Okay. Now, since but I'm sure we are all hearing me very well. Okay, let's move forward right now. Let me share my screen again so that we can work well with the classification of websites. Okay, now okay, let's start with the classification of websites. Number one, website can be classified into two. We have two types of classification of websites. We have what we call a static website. Static website. Then we have what we call dynamic websites. Dynamic websites.
Please come again.
Classification of websites. Number one, the website can be classified into two. Number one, we have a static website. Number two, we have a dynamic website. I hope you can all see my screen. Please, if you can see my screen, just signify, please. Please. If you can see my screen, please let me know.
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. Now we have classification of websites. Website can be classified into two. We have number one, static website, and number two, we have what we call dynamic website. Now the question is, if they ask you now, maybe a client just contacted you, I need a website. Now, how do you know it's a static website? How do you know it's a dynamic website? Now, I know if I have to be asking those questions there and there and say, oh, what is a static website? What is a dynamic website? Many of you will be like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. But if you have an idea, you can easily just come on board and tell me, this is what we call, even from the English, what is static website? Let me just go on with that now. What is a static website? What is static website? Okay, let me pick a new slide so that we use that one. Okay, static website. Okay, now please let's go. Now, what is static website? Do you have an idea what static website is all about? If you have an idea, just come on board and tell us. Any idea?
Static. Are you there?
Yes, I'm there, please. I can hear you, please.
Yes.
I can hear you. I think you want to tell me about static website. What do you know about static website? Ukikiola. Okay, let me go on. When you're talking about static website, even from the English, it means something that is not moving. It means something that is stable. It means something, but if you have to look at it in terms of the website, a static website is a type of website, that does not require information from the users, and does not require what we call server-side scripting language. As I told us the other time that this class is true, we make it free, but that does not mean that we are going to cover anything for you. Are you getting me? That does not mean that we plan to cover anything or hide anything for you. We have the mind to ensure that you have the accurate knowledge that you need as a developer, as a website designer. Okay, now we have a static website. If you look at what I've written here, I said it's a type of website that does not require information from the users and does not require server-side scripting language. I know you will be like, what is server-side scripting language? Now, if you look around you today, there are a lot of websites today that when you log on to them, definitely they will ask you a question. Some will ask you, oh, okay, do you want to be receiving news from us? Submit your email to us, or let us have your phone number, or let us have your name, let us have for all this. You cannot classify that kind of website to a static website. A static website does not require information from the users. It will not even ask you either to submit your mail or to submit your anything. Basically, it's mainly for information dissemination. For example, now, let me give you an example. I know many of us, if you are not from Nigeria here, but many of us, we are from Nigeria here. And you know that there are sometimes, maybe some 10 years, like 10 years ago or 20 years ago, when we want to go for our JAMB registration. Hello, are we together, please?
Yes.
Okay. You remember, like maybe 20 years ago or 10 years ago, if you want to go for your JAMB registration, there is a particular one book they used to give us that time. Who can tell me the name of that book? There is one big Bible they normally give us as JAMB office then. Please, if you can remind me, please. Anybody? There is a name they give to you. They call it one particular name. Hello? Are you there?
We are here. I just read Jambo. I was not there that time.
You were not. Okay. As at that time, when you go to Jambo, don't mind me. It's not as if I'm old like that. No. So I just want to. Now, as at that time, when you go to JAMB office, what they will give you? They will give you a registration form, a scratch card, and a brochure. How many of us collected JAMB brochure?
Maybe I collected and I don't know what to do.
Okay, no problem. It was like a book then that you will have the name of universities, that you can also check for the courses and requirements and all the stuff. After some time, this particular brochure migrated to what we call a CD, that they give you a disc. Instead of them giving you that big brochure again, they will now give you a disc. But if you look at this brochure, that particular brochure is something that a generation of students can use. Like maybe for over 10 years, they don't need to update it, they don't need to do anything. This kind of brochure, when you are developing a website for such a thing, you have to develop a static website, because that information does not need to change. That information, even if it's going to change, maybe it's going to take over maybe like 10 years or 5 years before they can think of changing it. Now, that kind of website that we can develop is a static website. When you don't need to update, you don't need to improve, or maybe you don't need to add no features. It's just mainly a pure text. I hope you understand me. It's pure text. So no updates, no features. It's just mainly pure text. There is nothing like you are updating. Now, this is an example of what we call static website. And many of us, I know many of us, we are graduates or you are still in school. There is a particular book, or let me say particular, it's just like a book as that they normally give you when you get an admission in the school. They call it your course, I've forgotten, there is one particular place they used to give us then as well, that is, course book or whatever in school then. Then in that particular textbook, you are going to see a lot of information about your department, a lot of information about your school, a lot of courses that you can do. And these are the things that does not change over the years. It's something that it takes a lot of maybe 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years before they can decide to even change anything that related to it. So these are the example of where you can develop a static website. So when you develop a website for such an application, for such a book, we call it a static website. Now, another thing you need to know, now, because this website does not require information from the user, there is no need for server-side scripting language. What do we mean by server-side scripting language? I will not explain it too much. I will only give us illustration. A server-side scripting language is a particular language that collects information from the website interface, relate it or compare with the information that is in the database. Or let me put it like this, it's just a particular, let's say we have what we call intermediary, just like an interpreter. Let me put it like this, maybe I speak Yoruba because I'm a Yoruba man, and you speak, you're an Hausa man, and we have someone that can speak a language that speak Hausa and at the same time speak Yoruba. It means that if I want to relate with this an Hausa man, I need this person that can listen to my language and interpret to the person. And whatever the person is saying, he can interpret it to me. Now, that's what we can also refer to as a server-side scripting language. So now, what do we mean by this? Now, in static website, it's just like example when you say that the whole people in that community speak Hausa, then tell me, why do you need someone that will interpret Yoruba to them? No, you don't need it. So static website does not need that particular person to interpret. So that's why we say it does not require server-side scripting language, because server-side scripting language is capable of collecting information from the web interface based on users' request, and at the same time compare it to what we have in the database. I don't want to talk too much about that so that we can have the accurate information. So this is all about static websites. An example of examples of a website that you can have like this is when you are developing a brochure website. So let me just use that one as an example of the kind of website we refer to as a brochure website. Now let's go to the second one, which is the second types of websites. So who can remind me what is the second type of website that we mentioned the other time? I mentioned two. Please tell me the second one now. I've explained the first one. So who can tell me the name of the second one? I just want to know if you are following.
Dynamic website.
Okay, thank you, Madam Esther. Okay, dynamic website. Please, are we online?
Yes, so
Okay, I want to hear from others too.
yes, some people are using the comment section, so I can get feedback from that too.
Okay. Just let me know if you're responding to my my questions and this thing. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's go to this dynamic website. Please, I want you to pay attention to this. Even from the name dynamic, it means that it has different ways of functioning. Like, I did not study English, so I may not know English like you. I'm just a programmer. So now, but at least with this little one, dynamic website, it means that it's something that can change over time, something that can be updated. It means that we can refer to it as an opposite to static website. It's an opposite to static website. Okay, what do we mean by this? Now let's go forward. Now, since it's an opposite to static website, then definitely you should be able to get the definition like that from the definition I gave to you on a static website. So we can give me the definition of a dynamic website now.
Can I talk?
Yes, please.
Okay, maybe I can put it in this sentence. Dynamic website is a website that can be changed, can be updated, can be improved as time goes on and has features. It's not a website that is just mainly for one reason or for a particular group of kind of people. It's a website that has features. Maybe you can find that website, the writings in Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, even English, depending on your preferred language. Like, it's just something that over time changes due to technology or what's in vogue. I don't know.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam. Any other person, please? I'm waiting for us to... Okay, let me just move on. When you're talking about, like, let's go back to dynamic website. Then from there, we can easily change something so that you can understand. So let me copy this and bring it here. Now, dynamic website, you can say, is a type that does not require. Now, remove this not. It's a type of website that requires information from the users, and it requires server-side scripted language. Now, let me tell you this. Almost all the websites you see around you today, they are all dynamic websites. You want to talk about Facebook? Yes, you can see it's a social media website. Yes, you are right. But it's a dynamic website. Oh, you want to talk about Twitter? Yes, it's a social media website. Yeah, but it's a dynamic website. Now, you want to talk about your school website? Yeah, okay, your school website is a portal system, is on all this, is a dynamic website. Now, almost all the websites you see around you today, they are all dynamic in nature. The only difference is that there are types of dynamic websites which we are still going to talk about. Now, a type of website that requires information from the users, and it requires what we call server-side scripting language. As I've told you the other time, that server-side scripting language is an intermediary. It's in between the user interface and the storage, which is the database we refer to as the database in the web development. Imagine you are processing your information. Let me give you an example. How many of you have tried to log into your Facebook, and after you try to type information, maybe you mix your email, and you get an information like, oops, wrong username or password. Have you ever experienced that before? Hello? Hello, are we together?
Yes, we are.
Madam Deborah Oluwapalumi, are you there? Okay, now from there you can easily see, sorry please. Now if you have observed that before, when you miss your username and password, you will see a particular pop-up or a red highlight that just tells you that, Mr. Man, you have missed your username and password. That particular information that you see is being sent to you by what we call server-side scripting language. Now, for you to collect information on any website, you need this particular language, a server-side scripting language. Now, because of this class, we may not be able to touch what we call server-side scripting, but what you need to know is that dynamic website is a particular website that requires information from the users, and at the same time, it requires server-side scripting language because the information you receive from the user must be processed. That particular system that processes is what we refer to as server-side scripting language. So if a website does not require information from you, it does not need what we call server-side scripting language. So that is the basic thing. Now let's then move to what we call types of dynamic websites. Types of dynamic websites. Now the other time someone mentioned something and said, oh, she mentioned e-commerce website or something. Now let me use that one as number one, e-commerce website. E-commerce website, either Jumia, either a marketplace website like Gigi, for example. Let me say, okay, Jumia that we all know, for example, or let me say even Gigi, for example. Okay, these guys, these are, or let me use Alibaba as we all know as well. Okay, or AliExpress. Sorry, AliExpress and all the yes, AliExpress or Alibaba. So we can call it that. Okay. Now, if you look at this website, it's a dynamic website because you fill your form there, you fill information, you order your product, you order whatever the program you need, or let me say you need an item from them, you order it. Then this is an e-commerce website, but it's a dynamic web because it's requiring information from you. This is one type of dynamic website. Now, also in dynamic website, we have what we call basic websites. Don't let me go without mentioning that. Basic websites. Now, example of a basic website is a profile website. Profile website, like an organization website, organization profile, organization website, like a company, like when you mention your company, you want your company to have about us, our services, your product. Then we also have a portfolio website. You want to show people what you are all about, what your company does, or maybe you sell products too, and you just want to have okay, let me mention a blog here, or a vlog. You can a blog or a vlog. These are examples of a basic website. You know, blog is where you have information. We call it web blog. So where we have information about, just like Linda Ikeji website is an example of a blog, or you go to IQ Vista's blog, is an example of a blog. Then we also have vlog, whereby the major thing you post on that particular platform is a video, videos. So that's why we call it vlog. So that's a video blog. So now these are samples of the basic website. A profile, maybe you want to develop a website for your organization. They say the only thing they want is home, our services, about us, contact us, and that's all. That's a basic website. Now, maybe it's your own personal profile website. You want people to know your name, what you are into, what your organization is into. Let me share this with us. let me share this particular website with us. Is an example of a portfolio website. So this is my own personal website, whereby in a situation whereby you want to have more information about me, you can decide that you want to have something like this. Maybe you want people to know your profession, you want people to know what you do, you want people to just read about you, or an organization is about to employ you for a particular project. Okay, though we have LinkedIn that does all that for you as well. But if you have your own website whereby people can also see, you can see it's all talking about Mr. IQ Design. Now, I mentioned that's just advertising myself. Now, let's give your business a new look. That means I'm telling you I'm a developer. I introduce myself here as a multi-dimensional full-stack developer. Then from there, my resume, what I've been able to do, like my qualification, my skills, and my services. Then the service that I can render, and the types of websites I've actually developed before that you can see. So I have all this in my portfolio at the same time. Then how you can also relate with me. So it's just a single page website that actually describes what I do. It's also a basic website. Now, e-commerce website, I've mentioned it. Then we can also talk about social media website. It's also type of dynamic social media website, platform. Let me use platform. But now you can talk about the general one, you know, or if you have any other one that I don't know, you can mention them. We have Facebook, we have Twitter. Please, any other one, anyone that can give me another example of social media platform. I've mentioned two. Hello.
Instagram.
Okay, Instagram. Any other person, please, with another example?
LinkedIn is there.
Okay. Any other one? Is that all? We have many of them outside. There are a lot that we don't even know that they are not really popular like that.
Someone is typing WhatsApp business app.
WhatsApp business app. Okay, but that's not it's not a website. That's me. Okay, we have it on web now. We have the web. Okay, WhatsApp business app. Okay, business. Okay, any other one, please?
TikTok is there. Snapchat is there.
Okay, thank you very much.
YouTube is there.
Different time. So let's move on to another set of website. You can call it CMS website. CMS. Actually, I don't categorize CMS as types of dynamic website because CMS is actually what we mean by content management system. Okay, when we get there, don't let me mention that now. So let's go to what Madam Esther mentioned the other time, a portal website. Portal, or let me say, is a customized website. Now, there are customized type of websites whereby maybe your organization needs a particular portal for their staff. That's why you have some people that will say staff portal, they mention staff portal, they will mention student portal, they will mention stock management system, they will mention these are customized systems. We have SMS portal as well. We all know whereby you send SMS. We even have database of phone numbers and all those stuff. Now these are different types of websites that we have. Then we have okay, I've mentioned profile, organization, and portfolio website, but majorly these are the type of website you have been seeing around you. If you see have any other example, you can easily let me know from there. But there is now these are type of website that we have. So I don't want to explain the CMS right now because it's actually a type of website too. But the basic thing is just that it's a content management system. We call it content management system website. But with the years of experience, I discovered that most of the CMS platforms that we have, they are actually a way of designing. So when we get to that point, which is the next topic we are going into now we already have knowledge about types of websites. So now, if you see a website outside there, maybe I should even ask this question now, so that you can tell me, maybe you know the type of website it is or the classes of website it belongs to. Let me pick a website that we all know, Empower website. Who can tell me what classes of websites it is? At least we have heard of Empower, I'm sure. So please, can you tell me what is the class of that website? How can we classify it? What can we class? What kind of classes does it belong to?
Empower.
Empower.
Is that no stats?
You said it's a static website, right?
Yes, I feel it's static. I don't know.
Any other person, please?
I've seen the website before, but with the way it is, I feel it's static.
Okay.
I don't know.
Any other person?
It's a dynamic website, a portal system.
Thank you very much. It's a dynamic website, and she also gives us the type that it is. There is a dynamic website and it's a portal system. Or let me use NYSC website. Okay, what of NYSC website?
NYC website is a dynamic website.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'm very happy that many of us now we have knowledge of what dynamic website is and what a static website is all about. And I hope that we have the understanding and we know what they do. The only thing I didn't mention here is server-side scripting language, which is not the scope of this class, but we don't really need it based on the class or on the program we want to run at the moment. Now, the question now is that, okay, your client has actually approached you and they told you the kind of website that they have and you already that they need and you already know the type of website. Now, the next question is, how do you design this website? And that's why you are here. How do you design a profile website? How do you design an organization website? How do you design a portfolio website? How do you develop a blog? How do you develop a vlog? How do you develop an e-commerce website like Jumia? How do you develop a social media platform? How do you develop a portal system like this? Okay, there is another one I didn't mention about, I guess it's also part of which is a forum website. I know you have heard of Nairaland before. Forum website. It's also a particular website to engage people in order to come on board. Now, how do we design all this? I can tell you there are two ways at which we can design websites. And there are two ways at which you can design websites. In my opinion, and based on the years of experience, two ways for developing website or web development or web design. Two ways for web design. Okay. Number one, you can design a website through what we call CMS applications. Are we together, please? The second one is coding, like designing it yourself using what we call HTML, CSS, JavaScript, or PHP. Or if you are not using PHP, you can use ASP. If you are not using ASP, you can use React. If you are not using React, you can as well use Python. Let me say or for all this, or from here, or then or as well, because then we have many of them, but here for you to design a website, you need these three, very important. Let's assume you are not doing anything dynamic, you are not programming, you are not doing anything. You need HTML, knowledge of HTML, you need knowledge of CSS, you need knowledge of JavaScript. Now at the same time, you need knowledge of what we call SQL language. Let me put it, SQL language. Now these are the knowledge you need. But if you are developing a website through CMS, you only need the application and the knowledge of the application. And we have different types of CMS platform. Now, as I told you the other time, what is CMS? It means, let me go like this, okay? CMS means content management system. Is a particular way of developing website that does not require coding, no coding. All is theme, plugins or extensions is all about all is theme, plugins, extensions, then you are good to go. A CMS content management system, we have application for it, which you know in this application, you don't need to know HTML, You don't need to have knowledge of CSS. You don't need to have knowledge of JavaScript. You don't need to know what we call, even if you know SQL, it's just a little you need. You don't need the knowledge of PHP or ASP or React or Python. Once you have the application and you have the knowledge of application, you can make use of it. So we call it content management system. So example of this application, let me show you website. Okay, let me just give you example of this application that we are talking about. Number one, examples of these applications that we are talking about. Number one we have WordPress. Number two, we have Joomla. If you have heard of it, again, I'm giving you an example of CMS applications. Joomla. Number three, we have another application we call Drupal. I don't know if you have seen this before. These are all CMS platforms. Now we have Freestack Shop. Then number two, number five. Okay, I know these are common ones that you can easily see outside there. Then, but for the purpose of this class, we'll be working on one of them that is simple, straightforward, and it is very easy to understand for beginners, which we refer to as WordPress. That's why I told us that we should go and download WordPress on our our laptop. At the same time, we should try and have a particular server to download, which I also sent us the link on our WhatsApp page the other time. Now let me show you the example of website we are going to develop using this WordPress, because we are going to start that in tomorrow. Now let me show you this website right now. If you look at this, is an e-commerce website, and this is our aim and objectives. Our aim and objective is to develop a website that is exactly like this. Please, are you with me? If you are with me, please let me know. Say I. Hello. Okay, I can see that. Thank you. Okay, now this is the kind of website we have in mind to develop for the duration of this course, and it will enable your user to be able to select a particular product that they want, and at the same time, after they select the product, they'll be able to understand and study the description of the product. That's why I told us the other that we should prepare ourselves. We are going to learn here, and I'm very sure if you pay attention, you are going to have a full knowledge of it and how it works and how you can go about it and how you can have your own and launch it. Because our aim and objective is that after this class, you should be able to have something like this on platform online there that people can actually subscribe to it or buy from you and pay you. We can as well go further and introduce what we call online payment system, whereby people can pay for the product they have selected on your platform. Now this is the type of website we're developing, and we'll be making use of this particular software I highlighted here. Let me give you the color so that we know, we will be able to know the one we'll be using. So we'll be using this particular application to develop. Now you don't need the code, you don't need, all we need is just a theme, a plugin, and the application. And the application have already told us to download it. So if you have not downloaded it, you can easily go directly to this website, to wordpress.org. Now you'll be able to download this software, this application on this website. Then from there, tomorrow we'll move to the second course outline, because we are now done with our general introduction. We go into what we call installation of server and installation of WordPress, and at the same time we start our first development. And the first thing we are going to develop tomorrow, before we move into the main e-commerce website itself, is we'll be developing a blog from that particular. Once we are done with the installation, I'm going to show you how you can easily develop your blog in just 30 minutes, an hour, and you are done with it. Now using this particular application, and that's the first thing we are going to develop tomorrow. So which is the, so let us go and read assignment now. Read more, read on what is WordPress, types of websites you can develop with WordPress. Now read on local servers and types of local server. Okay, these are our assignments today. Please copy it down. This is where we are going to start our class tomorrow. This is where we are going to get the explanation. Then we'll move on to the development properly. And today is just mainly for this introduction. Tomorrow we are going to move into development purely. Please, once again, all that is required of you is your attention, your zeal and your decision to learn. Then at the same time, your laptop and your internet for tomorrow only. Then this application that I told you to download, and at the same time the server that I told you to download. If you have not downloaded them, please kindly ensure you download them today so that we can move forward tomorrow. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your minutes. I really appreciate it. So if you have any question, please ask me. I'm available for your questions. So Mr. Mohammed, I think at this moment I can draw my pen. So I cross your way again. God bless you.
Wow. Okay. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, Mr. Olashogun. It's always a pleasure to have you and have you at every of your engagement with us. Thank you, and thank you very much. So guys, we've been able to listen to him for the past 1 hour, and believe me, even if I've known 1 or 2 things in the space of websites, design and development in the past, I've also learned and picked up 1 or 2 things again. So this is the junction where you can ask questions, or you can bring in maybe if you need some clarification, or if it's even something that you just need generally a feedback, like that. Okay, this is it. What is it that we could have done better, and what have you? So this is the time I open the floor to start hearing from each and every one of us. Thank you very much as we do that.
I think I have a question.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, can you please give us an example of a static website aside the one you mentioned, like something like
okay, yeah, something. Okay, so for static websites, the best example you can see now are most of these government websites. Like right now, most of the government websites to date, they are still static websites. You could go to maybe what's the name? Let me see, Ministry of Mines and Steel Development. I think I've been there last week or 2. I know they are still running on a static website. Which other? Most of the government websites are static websites as it is till date, except maybe the CAC guys that are already advanced, or anything in the communication guys, they are advanced. But all the other ministries and what have you, they are static. I hope that helps.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, more feedbacks, please. Yeah, you can actually drop your feedbacks via the comment section or on our WhatsApp group. We want to know if we are doing anything good or bad. We want to be encouraged also. So please, thank you very much for taking our time with us for today. We are going to be having the social media management, generally the marketing aspect. It's going to start by 4 p.m. Of course, it's going to be 100% online. And yes, once the time comes, we are going to notify all of us on the group whenever we are online, so that you guys can also join. So within now and then, you can also drop your questions, drop your feedback on the WhatsApp group, and hopefully we are able to attend to them as soon as possible. So thank you very much, everyone, for taking our time to spend this time with us. We really, really appreciate your time, your effort, your energy, and your resources you've committed into this. So thank you, and do have a lovely time ahead. Bye.